Okay, let's unpack this. I want to start today with a number. And honestly, when I first saw this in the notes you sent over for today's deep dive, I thought it was a typo. I actually went to Google to double check it because it didn't compute in my brain.
I have a feeling I know exactly which number you're looking at. It's the big one, isn't it?
It is 3.2 billion.
Yeah, 3.2 billion.
That is the estimated number of global gamers right now. 3.2 billion people. That's basically half the planet.
It's staggering, isn't it? And I think that number is the perfect place to start because it fundamentally reframes the entire conversation we're about to have.
How so?
Well, I think a lot of people, even people in marketing, maybe even people who play games casually, still have this really outdated mental model of what gaming is.
Right.
They think of it as a niche hobby, something a specific subculture does in their spare time.
Right, like stamp collecting or bird watching or, maybe something that's just for kids in their basements. Scally. But you don't have 3.2 billion stamp collectors. When you have nearly half the world's population participating in something, that is no longer a niche. It's not a subculture.
No.
It is a dominant global ecosystem. It rivals the movie industry, the music industry. Honestly, it rivals breathing in terms of popularity in some demographics. It's just this massive arena with its own gravity.
It really does. And that's the hook for today's deep dive, right?
Yeah.
We aren't here talking about how to play games. We aren't debating which console is better or reviewing the latest Zelda.
No, not at all.
We are looking at a stack of materials that essentially serve as a short course on social media marketing, specifically for this massive, massive gaming world.
Right. This is the business and management track of gaming. We're analyzing the playbook for how you build a brand, how you grow an audience, and frankly, how you actually survive in a space that is this crowded.
Yeah.
Because when you have 3.2 billion people, you also have millions and millions of creators, teams, and brands all trying to get their attention. So if you are listening to this and you're a player who maybe wants to go pro, or you're a content creator just trying to get your stream off the ground.
Or even a brand.
Or even if you're a brand manager trying to figure out, how do I talk to these people without sounding like a total idiot? This deep dive is for you.
Absolutely. The source material specifically mentions targeting that 16 to 25 demographic, but honestly, reading through this, the principles apply if you're 15 or if you're 50.
For sure. The core psychology doesn't really change.
No, it doesn't. And actually, that brings us to what I think is the core conflict of this entire deep dive. There is a tension at the heart of gaming marketing that doesn't really exist in the same way in other industries.
Okay, what's the tension?
The sources describe the gaming audience as highly engaged, meaning they care deeply, they spend hours a day doing this.
They're invested.
Totally invested. But they are also, and this is the key phrase, ad skeptical.
Ad skeptical feels like a very polite corporate way of saying they absolutely hate being sold to.
That is exactly what it means. It's a polite way of saying they can smell a sales pitch from a mile away, and they have an almost allergic reaction to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Think about it. Gamers have spent their entire lives dodging pop-ups, skipping pre-roll ads, ignoring banner ads. They are trained ninjas when it comes to avoiding marketing.
Which is a complete nightmare for a marketer, right? You've got this massive audience, 3.2 billion people, but if you try to use your standard marketing toolkit, the slogans, the polished ads, the buy now buttons,
They'll just ignore you.
They will not just ignore you, they will actively roast you for it. They'll make fun of you.
Precisely. And that creates this puzzle we have to solve today. How do you market to a group of people who hate marketing?
So what's the answer?
And the course material actually gives us a thesis statement right up front. It's a golden rule that kind of sets the tone for everything else we're going to discuss.
I highlighted this. It's in bold in my notes. Be a member of the community first, a marketer second.
That is the North Star. That's everything. If you flip that order, if you try to be a marketer first and maybe, dip your toe into the community later, you've already lost.
You're done before you've even started.
You're done. You have to earn the right to sell something. You have to contribute value before you can even think about extracting value.
Okay, so if we're going to be a member of the community, we need to know who the community actually is. So let's look at the gaming landscape and psychology section of the notes. Because I think, again, we have to bust some myths here.
The myths are so persistent. I think if I asked a random person on the street to, draw a picture of a gamer, I know what they'd draw.
Oh, yeah.
They'd draw a teenage boy, probably in a dark basement, hoodie on, chugging an energy drink.
Surrounded by empty chip bags, maybe screaming at a monitor.
The basement dweller, stereotype.
Right.
It's a classic 90s trope, you know. But the data in Module 1 of this course just completely shatters that image.
So what does the data say?
Well, it says that if you market to that stereotype, you are literally ignoring half of your potential audience from the get-go.
Half. That's a huge number. So let's set the stats. What stood out to you in the demographics breakdown?
The biggest one, for me, has to be gender. 46% of gamers are female.
Wow. Okay, so that's nearly a 50-50 split.
It's basically a coin flip. And we aren't just talking about, mobile puzzle games here, though that's certainly part of it. We are talking about shooters, RPGs, MMOs, everything.
Right.
Women are everywhere in this ecosystem. They are leading guilds. They are topping leaderboards. They are creating incredible content. So if your brand voice or your content or even just your jokes are exclusively targeting the bros, you are cutting your potential growth in half immediately.
That's a massive slice of the pie to just throw away. I mean, from a business perspective, it's just dumb.
It's just bad business.
What about age? Because I assume it skews young, but like we said, 3.2 billion people. They can't all be teenagers.
Not at all. The age spread is much wider than people think. So yes, the 18 to 24 bracket, that's the largest single chunk at 27%. That's your core demographic.
Okay.
But look at the bracket right behind it. 25 to 34-year-olds make up 23% of the audience.
So these are people with jobs.
These are young professionals, people with careers, people with their own money to spend.
And then there's a stat in here that really, really surprised me. The 45-plus crowd.
16% of gamers are over 45.
Wait, really? So you have almost as many gamers over 45 as you do in, like, the 13 to 17 bracket?
Exactly. The 13 to 17 demographic is about 18%. The 45-plus is 16%. It's almost equal. It's neck and neck.
That changes everything. If you're over 45, you aren't asking your parents for money to buy a game skin. You probably have a mortgage.
Do you have disposable income?
You might be a parent who's playing games with your kids. It's a totally different consumer.
Right. And this is why the business and management aspect is so interesting. This isn't just a kid thing. This is an everyone thing. And their habits really reinforce that. The average weekly playtime is 8.4 hours.
That's a full workday, plus a lunch break every single week.
It is. I mean, imagine if people spent 8.4 hours a week watching ads for your product. They don't. But they spend 8.4 hours inside these game worlds.
It's a different level of commitment.
It shows a level of commitment that you just don't see in a lot of other hobbies. It's active engagement, not passive. They aren't just scrolling while the TV is on in the background. They are leaning forward. They are focused.
Which brings us to the culture code. Because if these people are spending a full workday every week in this space, they have obviously developed their own language, their own rules, and the course material has this great section called What Works versus What Doesn't.
This section is pure gold. It's basically a field guide on how to avoid embarrassing yourself online.
Let's start with the villain then, the thing you should never ever do. The source calls it corporate speak.
Ugh, the enemy of fun.
Give me an example. What does corporate speak look like in a gaming context?
It's the tweet that starts with, "We are excited to announce our synergistic partnership with."
Oh, stop. I'm already bored. My eyes glazed over.
See? You physically recoiled. The source calls phrases like, "We're excited to announce," an instant scroll.
Yeah.
As soon as a gamer sees that, their brain just categorizes it as, not for me. It signals that this content is for shareholders or for your boss, not for the community. It creates distance.
It's like the suit walking into a house party and turning down the music to read a financial report.
That is the perfect analogy. And the other side of that coin, which might actually be worse, is what the course calls the fellow kids trap.
How do you do, fellow gamers?
Exactly. That Steve Buscemi meme is the patron saint of bad gaming marketing. This happens when a brand tries way too hard to sound cool.
Oh, I've seen this a million times.
They misuse slang. They use a meme format that was popular 6 months ago, which in internet time is basically a century.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a brand using a meme from 2021 and 2026. It's physically painful to look at. It's like hearing your dad try to use Gen Alpha slang.
It's so cringy. And the source notes that gamers have finely tuned ad detectors. They can spot fake enthusiasm instantly. If you are a brand manager and you say, "This game is poggers," and you clearly don't know what that means or if people even say that anymore,
Though they don't.
you don't just get ignored, you get mocked. You become the meme. And not in a good way.
So if corporate speak is boring and fake cool is cringe, what is the actual solution? How are you supposed to talk to them?
The solution is authenticity and relatability. Now, I know authenticity is a buzzword that gets thrown around at every single marketing meeting on the planet,
Oh, yeah.
but in gaming, it means something very, very specific.
Okay, unpack that. What does it look like in practice?
It means showing the real people behind the brand. It means being vulnerable. It means using, and this is a key one, inside jokes.
I love the point about inside jokes. It's like a secret handshake, isn't it?
Exactly. If you make a joke about a specific bug in a popular game or a specific frustration that only players of that game would understand.
Like getting stuck in a specific corner of the map.
Yes, or the pain of a ranked loss when your teammate does something dumb. You are signaling, I play this too, I get it, I am one of you. You aren't explaining the joke to an outsider, you're sharing it with a fellow insider.
That's a huge difference.
And the source mentions that silence is also a killer. It's just as bad as saying the wrong thing.
What do you mean by silence?
Ignoring feedback. If you just broadcast your content and you never reply to the comments, or even worse, if you ignore valid complaints when something in your game breaks, that kills trust faster than anything else.
Right.
You have to be in the comment section. You have to be willing to say, yeah, our bad, we messed that up, or laugh along when people are roasting you for something silly.
So be a human, not a press relief.
That's the summary right there. It's about being present and being real.
Okay, so we know who we are talking to, this massive, diverse, skeptical audience, and we know how to talk to them authentically without the corporate jargon. And the big question is, where do we find them? This brings us to the platform deep dive.
This is module 2 in our stack, and it's fascinating because it creates a clear hierarchy. Not all social platforms are created equal for the gaming audience.
Right. I think if you're a general marketer, you might prioritize something like Instagram or, I don't know, LinkedIn. But here, the map looks totally different.
Completely different. The source lists where gamers actually hang out based on survey data. YouTube is the absolute behemoth at 91%.
91%.
Almost everyone. Discord is a very strong second at 78%. Then you get Twitch, Twitter X, TikTok, and Instagram, all trailing behind that.
YouTube and Discord being the top two is really interesting because they serve such different purposes. One is a giant public library of video. The other is a series of semi-private live chat rooms.
Exactly, and that's why you need a specific strategy for each. You can't just copy-paste your content across all of them and expect it to work. So let's start with the town square, which the course identifies as Twitter or X.
Okay, X. Why is this so important? It's smaller than YouTube in terms of user numbers in this group.
It's smaller in audience size, but it's the real-time conversation hub. This is where breaking news happens in the gaming world. If GameServe goes down, people check X for updates. If a pro player gets traded to a new team, it's on X first.
It's the pulse.
It is the pulse. And crucially, it is the epicenter of meme culture. The trends often start here, and then they migrate to Instagram or Facebook a week later when they're already old news.
And there is a very specific tactical piece of advice here regarding when to post. I found this surprising because usually, marketing gurus tell you to post during the morning commute or at the lunch break.
Right, the classic 9 to 5 logic. Post when people are waking up or taking a break from work. But gamers operate on a different clock.
Okay.
The course identifies 3 key windows. Lunch, which is about 12:02 p.m., after work, which is 5:07 p.m. But the most important one, the one you absolutely cannot miss, is what they call gaming prime.
Gaming prime. I love that term.
9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
That's late. If I'm a social media manager, I'm probably in my pajamas brushing my teeth by then.
You might be, but your audience isn't. Think about the daily routine of a serious gamer. At 10 a.m., they're at work or in school. At 6 p.m., they're commuting, eating dinner, maybe doing chores or spending time with family.
Right, life stuff.
But 9 p.m., that is when the chores are done, the homework is finished, and the headset goes on. That is when they are in the game lobby, waiting for a match to load. And what are they doing? They're checking their phone between rounds.
That makes so much sense. You're not trying to pull them away from something else. You're catching them when they are actually in the zone.
Exactly. If you tweet at 10 a.m., you're an interruption to their work. If you tweet at 10 p.m., you're a companion to their play. You are part of the gaming session itself.
So if you're a brand, you need to be scheduling your best content, your banger tweets, for late at night. Speaking of bangers, the source gives a great example of a high engagement post to explain why it works so well.
The smoke grenade post.
Yeah, read that one for us.
So it's a super simple text post. There's no image, no video. It just says, the moment you realize you've been holding a smoke for 30 seconds and forgot to throw it, skull emoji.
It's so simple. Why does that work better than, say, a high-production video trailer?
Because it follows a simple formula. Relatable plus visual plus emoji. If you play tactical shooters like Counter-Strike or Valorant, you have physically felt that moment of panic.
Oh, 100%.
You're holding the grenade, waiting for the perfect moment to execute the team's strategy. You get distracted or the play changes, and suddenly the round is over, and you look like an idiot just standing there holding a grenade you never threw.
It's a universal experience of failure within that community.
Yes. And gamers love bonding over shared failure. It's a huge part of the culture.
Mm.
So when they scroll past that tweet, they don't see an ad. They see a mirror, they chuckle, they hit maybe they tag a friend who always does that. That's real engagement.
And notice there is no link in it.
Right. There's no check out our new skin or buy our product.
No call to action.
No. The do's and don'ts for X are really strict about this. Don't use external links if you can help it. The platform hates when you try to take people off the site. It just kills your reach in the algorithm.
And it also mentions don't post engagement bait. What does that mean exactly?
You know the stuff. Like this tweet if you breathe air, or retweet if you love gaming.
It feels so cheap, so transparent.
It feels desperate. And gamers hate desperation. The advice is just be funny, be insightful, be relatable, don't beg. Begging for engagement is the quickest way to get blocked or muted.
Got it. Okay, let's move from the town square to the clubhouse. To Discord. Now, Discord, I think, scares some traditional marketers because it's not public, right? It's a series of semi-private servers.
It's an owned audience.
Yeah.
That's the key distinction, and it's a powerful one. On Twitter or TikTok, an algorithm decides who sees your stuff. Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk can change the code tomorrow, and your views could drop to 0.
You're at their mercy.
Completely.
Yeah.
But on Discord, if someone joins your server, they get your notifications. You own that connection. It is a direct line to your most dedicated fans.
But the source warns against treating it like a billboard.
This is the biggest mistake brands and creators make. They set up a Discord server.
Yeah.
They just use it as a place to dump links. New video up, new merch drop, go read our blog. And they never actually talk to anyone.
The source calls that ghost town vibes.
And nobody wants to hang out in a ghost town. If I join a server and it's just a bot posting links every few hours, I'm muting it immediately. It feels sterile and corporate.
So how do you make it feel like a real community? The source suggests a specific server architecture, like a blueprint for how to set it up.
Yeah, and it's smart. You need to separate business from pleasure. So you have your information channels like #rules, #announcements, and you lock those down so only you and your moderators can post.
Why is that important?
It keeps the clutter away. If someone just needs to find the server rules, they shouldn't have to scroll past 500 memes to find them. It has to be clean.
Right. But then you need the community section, the Wild West, where people can actually talk.
Controlled chaos, yeah. You need your #general chat, your #memes channel.
Yeah.
But specifically, you need channels that facilitate the actual activity of gaming.
Like what?
#looking for group channel. #clips channel where people can share their best plays. You need to build a server that helps people find a squad to play with. If your server becomes the place they go to find teammates, they will come back every single night. You become a utility to them, not just an entertainer.
And don't forget the voice channels. The source mentions a chill zone.
Voice is where the deepest relationships are formed. Hearing someone's voice creates a bond that text just can't match. If you can get your community hanging out in voice channels, just talking about their day while they play a game, you have built a truly sticky community.
So they aren't just staying for you and your content.
They are staying for each other, they're making friends. And that's a community you can't buy.
The source also mentions gamification within Discord itself, using things like MEE6 bots.
This is just brilliant psychology. You are engaging with gamers, right? What do gamers love?
Leveling up.
Progression systems. They love leveling up. They love unlocking achievements. So you gamify the community itself.
How does that actually work?
You install a bot like MEE6. If a user posts a message, they get, say, 10 XP. If they post enough messages, they level up from level 1 to level 2.
It's a Skinner box for chatting.
It is.
Yeah.
But it works like a charm. You give them rewards for participating. If you hit level 10, your name turns gold and you get access to a private VIP lounge channel.
Oh, that's smart.
It taps into the exact same psychological reward loops that make games so addictive, but you're applying it to being an active positive member of your server. People will grind for levels in your Discord just like they grind for loot in an RPG.
That is so clever. Okay, so we have the town square, which is X, and the clubhouse, which is Discord. Now we need the discovery engines, because Discord is great for keeping people, but how do we find new people to invite to the party?
That's where TikTok and YouTube Shorts come in. Short-form vertical video. The source says this has the highest organic reach potential of anything on social media right now.
Meaning you can go viral without paying a single dime for ads.
Exactly. On Discord, you talk to the people who already know and like you. On TikTok, you can talk to the entire world. One good video can change your career overnight. But there are rules, strict rules.
Right. You can't just upload your 20-minute gameplay video and hope for the best.
No. It has to be vertical, that 9.16 aspect ratio made for phones.
Yeah.
And it has to be fast.
How fast?
Blisteringly fast.
Yeah.
The Force introduces what it calls the hook formula. You have, wait for it, 1 to 2 seconds to hook the viewer.
1 to 2 seconds. That's a blink of an eye.
It's nothing. I mean, think about how you use TikTok or Reels. You just swipe, swipe, swipe. If the first frame of a video is boring, swipe. If you start your video with, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to swipe. You're dead. You've lost them before you even finish the sentence.
So what are the scripts that actually work? What gets them to stop that compulsive scrolling?
The source lists a few gold standard hooks that are proven to work. One is, watch what happens when.
Okay.
Another is, nobody talks about. And my personal favorite is POV. You just...
Why do those specific phrases work so well?
Because they promise immediate value and create an information gap. Watch what happens when creates intense curiosity. You have to stay to see the result. Nobody talks about. Creates a sense of insider knowledge. It makes you feel like you're about to learn a secret.
In POV.
POV puts the viewer directly into the action. POV, you just clutched a 1v5. It's immersive. It's all about immediate gratification.
And there's some algorithm hacks mentioned here too, beyond just the hook. The loop sounds like a magic trick.
The loop is especially powerful for YouTube Shorts. You structure the video so the last sentence flows perfectly back into the first sentence, creating an infinite loop.
Can you give me an example? How do you actually write that?
Okay, so let's say your video is about a controversial game mechanic. It ends with you saying, and that's the main reason why. And then the video immediately loops back to the start, where the first thing you say is, this game's aim assist is totally broken.
Ah, so the viewer hears, and that's the main reason why this game's aim assist is totally broken. It forms a new, complete sentence.
Exactly. It's seamless.
That is sneaky.
It's incredibly effective because the viewer might watch the video 3 or 4 times before they even realize it's looping. And what's the most important metric for the algorithm?
Watch time.
Watch time. If your 15-second video has an average watch time of 30 seconds, meaning most people watched it twice, the algorithm thinks, this video is the greatest thing ever created, and it pushes it out to millions of people.
It's like hacking the mainframe. I love it. Also, the engagement window.
The first 30 minutes after you post. This is critical. You can't just post a video and then walk away to make a sandwich. You need to be in the comments immediately, replying to everything you can. It jumpstarts the algorithm's engine.
Okay, so we have the platforms. We know the rules for each one. But what are we actually posting? We can't just post memes all day. Or can we? This brings us to the content strategy.
You can't just post memes, but they are a very big part of it. The source breaks down a 4-pillar system to keep your content balanced. This helps you avoid the trap of just posting random stuff without a plan.
Let's run through the pillars. Pillar number 1 is entertain.
This is the biggest slice, at 40% of your content, almost half. This is your memes, your funny clips, your fails, and what the source calls rage moments.
Explain rage moments. Why do we want to see people get mad? It seems counterintuitive.
It's part schadenfreude, but it's also deep relatability. Seeing a streamer miss an easy shot and scream at their monitor, it's funny, it's human, and it makes you feel better about your own bad plays.
True.
The goal of this pillar is shares and saves. You want content that spreads. This is your top of funnel growth. This is the stuff people send to their group chat saying, LMAO, you have to look at this.
Okay, pillar 2, educate.
That's 25% of your content. This is your tips, your tutorials, your patch note breakdowns. Here is the best loadout for the new assault rifle. Here are the optimal graphics settings for more FPS.
The goal here is saves and follows, right?
Right. You are providing direct utility. People follow you because they learned something valuable. If the entertain pillar is about making them feel good, the educate pillar is about helping them get better. You become a resource.
Pillar 3, inspire.
This is 20%. This is the insane highlights, the 1vs5 clutch. the impossible no-scope shot. It can also be community spotlights, showing off what your fans have created. The goal here is comments.
Why comments?
Because you want people saying, wow, or how did you even do that? It builds awe, and it establishes your authority and skill in the space.
And finally, pillar 4, the one the bosses and sponsors care about, promote.
And notice the percentage. It's only 15%.
Yeah.
This is critical. This is your announcements, your buy my new merch, your go watch my stream right now.
That seems incredibly low. I feel like most brands want that to be 80 or 90%.
And that's exactly why most brands fail in the gaming space. If you walk into a party and you only talk about yourself and the products you're selling, nobody is going to talk to you. You have to earn the right to promote.
The expert takeaway in the notes here is balance is key.
It is. Think of your relationship with your audience like a bank account. You have to make deposits, entertainment, education, inspiration, before you can make a withdrawal, which is the promotion. If you try to withdraw from an empty account, you get an unfollowed notification.
That is the perfect analogy for it. Now, managing all this content, this 40% this, 20% that, it sounds exhausting. The source suggests a calendar and batching system to stay sane.
Consistency is the hardest part of being a creator. It's not talent, it's just showing up. You can't post 10 times one day and then disappear for a week. The algorithm hates that. It wants to see a steady, predictable heartbeat.
So how do we fix that problem?
Batch creating. This will save your life. Do not try to wake up every morning and think, what am I going to create today? You will burn out in a month.
So what's the workflow look like?
You sit down on a Sunday afternoon. You dedicate 4 hours. And you create a week's worth of content in one single session. You cut all the clips, you write all the captions, you make all the thumbnails. Then you schedule them using tools like Notion or Buffer to go out automatically.
So the source gives a weekly flow example, right?
Yeah, a simple one is Monday is mindset or motivation. Get the week started right. Thursday is Throwback Thursday. Use a great clip from an old stream. The weekend is for hype and your banger clips because that's when the most people are online and playing.
So during the week, you aren't stressing about what do I post today, you're just living your life.
Exactly. During the week, you can just focus on the engagement. You can focus on replying to comments and being in the community. You let the content machine run itself.
Okay, let's talk about the brand itself. We've got the content strategy, but what does the wrapper around it all look like? The source talks about visuals and voice.
This is all about recognizability. On a mobile screen, everything is tiny. Your logo needs to be simple and readable at the size of a pea. If your logo is complex text, nobody can read it in a feed. Simplify it. And your color palette needs to be consistent, 2 to 3 colors max.
So that when someone is scrolling fast, they subconsciously know it's you before they even read the account name.
Exactly. You want to own a color combination, like how Xbox owns green or Twitch owns purple. It's instant brand association.
And the voice.
Yeah.
We talked about avoiding corporate speak, but the source mentions you need to consciously define your personality.
Yeah. You have to make a choice. Are you the funny one? Are you the serious, analytical one? Are you the coach who helps everyone get better? Pick a lane and stay in it. And then use catchphrases.
Catchphrases can sound cheesy, but they really do work.
They work because they act like anchors in your content.
Mm-hmm.
If you start every video with a specific greeting, or you have a specific phrase you always say when you win or lose, it becomes part of your brand identity. It's memeable. The community will start saying it back to you in the comments.
But branding isn't just about logos and colors. It's about how you act day to day. We have this daily engagement routine laid out in the notes, and it is incredibly specific. It's like a workout plan for a community manager.
It really is. It breaks the whole day down into manageable chunks. The first 30 minutes of your day, you reply to all the overnight comments, you clear the inbox. This wakes up your account in the eyes of the algorithm.
Then what about the morning block?
In the morning, you engage with similar creators. This is key. Don't just stay on your own page. Go to other people's pages, people who are maybe slightly bigger than you, and leave thoughtful, valuable comments. Not just nice vid, but an actual contribution to their conversation.
And why is that so important?
Because their audience reads the comments. If you say something smart or funny, people will click on your profile to see who you are. It's free, targeted advertising. You are siphoning attention, but in a respectful, value-add way.
And then the rule we mentioned earlier,
right,
after pasting.
The golden hour. You have to reply to the first 10 comments immediately. You should aim for a 100% reply rate in that first hour. It signals to the algorithm that this post is sparking a real conversation, and it'll show it to more people.
And then in the evening?
Evening is for maintenance. Check your DMs. Moderate your Discord server. It's the janitorial work that keeps the community a nice place to be.
Yee. Speaking of moderation, let's touch on the dark side. On toxicity. The internet is, well, it's the internet. And gaming chats can get pretty rough. The source has a whole section on handling toxicity.
It does. And it's really important to distinguish between three different things: trolls, valid complaints, and actual harassment. You have to handle them all differently.
So what's the strategy for trolls?
Don't feed them. It's the oldest rule of the internet, but it remains true for a reason. Trolls want a reaction. They want you to get mad. If you give them a reaction, even a negative one, they win. Silence and a quick block is their kryptonite.
But what about valid complaints? That's different.
Totally different. If someone says, hey, the quality of this merchandise I bought is bad, or the audio on your stream is out of sync, that's not a troll. That's a customer with a legitimate problem.
So you don't ignore that?
Never. You address it publicly if you can. You say, thanks for letting us know, we're looking into it. That can convert an unhappy person into an intensely loyal one because they feel heard. It also shows the rest of your community that you care about quality.
And the third category, harassment.
Zero tolerance.
Yeah.
Just zero. Racism, sexism, threats of violence. There's no conversation to be had. It's an immediate block and report. You have to protect your community. If you let that stuff slide, your chill zone becomes a war zone, and all the good people will leave.
So it's like gardening, really. You have to water the flowers, which is the good engagement, but you also have to pull the weeds, the harassment, before they take over the whole garden.
Exactly. Community management is active work. It's not just posting and walking away. It's constant cultivation.
All right, so we have built the content strategy. We are managing the community. Now we want to grow. We want those numbers to go up. The section on growth, analytics, and monetization is really the science part of this deep dive.
Right. And it starts with a reality check on collabs. I think every small creator dreams of collaborating with the biggest streamer in their game.
Hey, Ninja, notice me. Put me in your video.
Hey, Mr. Beast, give me $1 million. It just never works. They are way too busy. The source advises, find similar-sized creators.
What does that mean in practice?
You should be looking for people who have between 50% and 200% of your current follower count. So if you have 1,000 followers, look for someone with 500 to 2,000.
And why that specific range?
Because you're peers. You can actually help each other grow. You aren't asking for a handout. You're offering a mutually beneficial partnership. Their audience is much more likely to cross over and follow you because you're at a similar stage in your creator journey. It feels organic.
And then there's trend jacking, which sounds like a dance move from the 90s.
It's all about speed. When a new meme format drops or a new game update creates a buzz, you have a very short window of opportunity. The source says that window is the first 24 to 48 hours.
That fast.
The internet moves at light speed. If you post a meme about a trend 3 days after it started, you look like a grandpa. You've completely missed the boat.
But the source says you can't just copy the trend.
Right. You have to add a specific gaming angle. You don't just repost the trend. You adapt it to your niche. So if the current trend is about red flags in a dating profile, you change it to red flags in a random teammate. You make it relevant.
Now, when we're looking at whether any of this is actually working, we have to look at the metrics. But not all metrics are created equal. The source warns against vanity metrics.
This is a trap that everyone, especially new creators, falls into. They get obsessed with total followers and total likes.
Wait, isn't total followers the main goal? To get a big number.
It's a vanity metric. It looks good on a screenshot, and it feels good for your ego, but it doesn't actually pay the bills. You can have 1 million followers who bought their account or who followed you years ago and don't care about you anymore.
So what should we be focusing on instead?
Value metrics. Things like your engagement rate, your saves, your shares, and your watch time.
Why are saves so important? I feel like that's a metric that I never really look at on my own accounts.
Especially for platforms like Instagram and TikTok, a save is the most powerful signal you could send to the algorithm. It's you telling the platform, this piece of content is so good I want to come back and look at it later. It's the highest form of flattery.
More than a like.
Way more than a like. A like is passive. A save is active. And watch time tells YouTube this person glued their eyes to the screen and didn't click away. That's what they want to see.
So what's a good benchmark? What's a good engagement rate in gaming?
A healthy engagement rate is listed in the source as being between 3 to 6%.
Only 3 to 6%. That sounds kind of low.
In traditional marketing, a 1% engagement rate is often considered good. But gamers are a highly engaged audience, so the bar is higher. If you are consistently hitting 3 to 6%, your account is healthy and it's growing.
Okay, the final piece of the puzzle, the thing everyone really wants to know, turning views into revenue. How do we actually make money from all this hard work?
The source is very, very clear on this sequence here. You build the audience first, monetization follows. You cannot monetize an audience of 0 people.
But once you have some people, say a few thousand followers, where do you start?
You start with affiliates. You can do this almost immediately. Sign up for Amazon Associates for links to gaming gear, put links in your bio. Here's the headset I use, here's the mouse I recommend. If someone clicks and buys it, you get a few cents or a few dollars. It adds up over time.
And what's the next step up from that? Sponsors.
Sponsors usually open up around the 5,000 plus follower mark. That's when brands might start to take you seriously for things like sponsored posts or product placements in your videos.
And then there's direct support, which seems to be the goal for a lot of creators.
This is your Patreon, your Ko-Fi, your channel memberships. This is for your most loyal fans. And this is the holy grail of creator income because it's stable. It doesn't rely on a fickle algorithm or a one-off brand deal. It relies on people who love what you do, giving you, say, $5 a month consistently.
And finally, at the top of the pyramid, products.
Selling your own merchandise or your own digital products like coaching sessions or strategy guides, this has the highest profit margins because you own it completely. You aren't splitting the money with Twitch or Amazon or anyone else, but again, you can't sell merch to an empty room. You need the audience first.
It really is a journey, isn't it? You start with the small affiliates, you move up to sponsors, you build that core of direct support, and eventually you launch your own empire.
A diversified empire. The source is clear. Don't ever rely on just one income stream.
So we've covered the landscape, the platforms, the content, the community, and the money. It's a lot to take in, but I think we can boil this down. The outro of the source material recaps the golden rules. Let's hit them one last time as a summary.
Okay. Number 1. Be a fan first. If you don't actually love gaming, the audience will know. You will get caught.
Number 2, consistency beats talent. You don't have to be the best editor or the funniest person in the world, but you have to show up every single day.
Number 3, engage over broadcast. Talk with people, not at them. Be part of the conversation.
Number 4, quality plus quantity. You kind of need both. You can't just post junk, but you can't post one perfect video a year either.
And number 5, maybe the most important, have fun with it. If you are miserable and burning out, the audience will feel it through the screen.
It goes right back to that authenticity point from the very beginning. You can't fake fun.
You really, really can't.
The source leaves us with this final thought that I really like. Start small, stay consistent, and remember, every big creator started with 0 followers.
It's the most important perspective to have. It's so easy to look at the 3.2 billion gamers and the massive influencers and just feel small and overwhelmed. But the only difference between you and them is time and consistency.
So here is our challenge to you, the listener. Pick one platform. Just one. Don't try to conquer the entire internet today. Pick one. Maybe it's TikTok, maybe it's Twitter. And just try that hook formula we talked about.
Make one short video.
Make one video starting with, watch what happens when, or nobody talks about, see what happened.
And pay attention to the comments you get. That's where the magic really happens.
Exactly. Be a member of the community first.
Thanks for diving in with us today. Good luck, and go get those clip saves.
Game on.
We'll see you in the next deep dive.
Gaming guy.